As I look back over my 50 years of growing up as a Chinese American, I have learned some good lifelong habits that have helped me in my simple living journey. So, in this video, I would like to share 8 of these habits that have helped me live simply, save money, and be healthy. Welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, and if you're feeling overwhelmed and would like tips for simple living, then spend some time with me. When my parents immigrated to America, they didn't have much, so they had to live simply to save money. Growing up, I saw their frugal way of living that helped them save money for important things such as education for me and my brother, and also occasional fun things like family trips. And thanks to my parents and our Asian culture, I learned some valuable lessons that have helped me towards living simply, that have helped me save money and better my health. I made a similar video about this topic a couple years ago, but I'm updating it and dedicating it to both my parents who have since passed. So here are 8 habits I learned from them that make life simpler and more meaningful. Number 1, family first. This isn't really a habit, but more of a tip. It's also one that was in my first video, and it's on the top of this list because my parents lived this motto through their words and deeds. They told us often that family is important, and almost every week we got together with family to share meals or celebrate something or just to visit. No matter how busy my parents were during the weekends were often spent together and with family and friends. And eating together most nights as a family was expected, so that gave us time to talk and connect. And if a family member needed my parents for whatever reason, they would make the time and effort to travel if necessary to help them. So I learned that I can't make time for the important people in my life if my schedule is complicated and too full. The second habit is simple and balanced meals. My mom loved to cook, and the Chinese meals that my mom made for us were often balanced, well planned, and rarely processed. One of my favorite activities on the weekends was going grocery shopping with my mom at the Asian markets. She would buy the vegetables that were in season and often on sale, some meat, fish, and treats that at least she let me pick out. I'm sure that part wasn't good for me, but I enjoyed going to the store with my mom because that was our time together, and she taught me a lot about different foods. Then in the evenings, when she made dinner, she would often ask for my help, and even though I was annoyed at times when she asked me, these times have become cherished memories because I learned to cook and spend time with my mom when she would share family stories and recipes. And most of the meals were very balanced. Some kind of protein cut up and served with vegetables, with some rice. And even back then, my mom knew that a lower carb diet was better, as she would tell us to eat less rice and meat, eat more of the vegetables and protein. I'm thankful that she wrote down many of her recipes so we can continue to enjoy them. The third habit, also related to diet, is drinking tea. My parents bought a lot of tea. They drank tea on a regular basis as part of their daily routine. And when family and friends would come over, they would make tea, and I was expected to serve it to each person, 1 cup at a time. My parents didn't even ask if they wanted tea, it was automatically served. And when anyone in the family was not feeling well, my mom had a different tea for every ailment: colds, flus, sore throats, and menstrual cramps. Her dad, my grandfather, was a Chinese pharmacist, so I did learn a lot about natural remedies. So if you would like a video or even a series about that, let me know in the comments below. Also, making tea is a process that encourages us to slow down and just enjoy the moment as we wait for the water to boil, the tea to brew, and to slowly sip our warm cup of comfort. If you like tea, please hit the like button and share in the comment what is your favorite tea. As I was scripting this video, I was sipping on a blend of chrysanthemum and rose tea. The fourth habit, which I find essential to keeping the house clean and reducing the number of times I need to clean the floors, is no shoes in the house. Growing up, every day I walked in the house, I had to take off my shoes. No exceptions. My dad had shoe racks everywhere: the entryway, the garage entrance, and by the garden door. I forced this habit with my kids, and to this day, we go shoeless in the house. If I wear shoes in the house, I feel as if I am breaking some unwritten rule. Also, research shows that walking barefoot in the house offers several health benefits, including strengthening foot muscles, improving balance, and promoting natural walking patterns. But if the floor is cold, I wear slippers. Habit number 5, no debt. Before my parents gave me a credit card in my college years, they told me that I needed to pay the entire balance at the end of each month. They drilled into me that any amount carried over would be free money to the credit card company because then they would charge interest and I would end up paying more for whatever item I charged to the card. They put enough fear in me so that to this day, I never put more on my credit card than I can pay for at the end of the month. This habit has really helped me save money because I probably would have bought more stuff if I had the mindset of treating credit cards like free money. So I have become careful about what I buy. Next habit is to save 50% of what I made. So I don't really do this anymore because life has gotten more expensive, but I try to save something each month. But when I got my first job in high school, my parents encouraged me to save at least 50% of my income. It was easy then because back then I really didn't need anything since I was living at home and my parents provided everything essential. So I was able to save most of my income, which would help me in the long run. But I include this advice to encourage you to save, or I would now add, invest as much as possible. In order to do this, you really have to think about what you need versus what you want. And when you combine this with the no debt habit I just mentioned, this will help save money and decrease the potential clutter in our lives. Habit number 7 is to rethink how we exercise. So in college, I started going to the gym and making time to exercise. And I thought I was somehow superior in my healthy habits because of this and would tell my parents that they needed to exercise too. My dad would buy some exercise equipment, use it for a short time, and then let it collect dust. My mom, on the other hand, would tell me that moving around and getting things done was her form of exercise. So when she did the household chores, cleaned the floors, garden, carried the laundry, wiped down surfaces, she would say that she was exercising. She observed how my dad and I exercise and would say that she didn't understand the benefit of working out for 30 to 60 minutes each morning and then being sedentary for the rest of the day. To which she had a good point. Meanwhile, she was moving around regularly most of the day, getting things done, and didn't really sit down to relax until the last hour or two of the day after dinner. So I still devote about 30 minutes each morning to my exercise routine, but I don't stress if I miss my workout as long as I include some type of movement during the day and reduce the time that I am sitting. And habit number 7, giving gifts that don't clutter. As we celebrate Lunar New Year next week, I remember the times when we would visit family and friends and bring over gifts of food, including fruit, tea, cookies, nuts, and other consumable items. Of course, there was the lucky money given in red envelopes to us children, which we used to buy things that did clutter, but that's another story. But mostly when giving gifts, whether it be for birthdays or Christmas or other events, I noticed that my parents usually gave consumable items or money. And as we got older, they would take us out to dinner or take us on trips, which to me was more memorable because it was a gift of time and togetherness. So, which habit mentioned do you practice or would like to add? Or what habits did you have growing up that have helped you in your simple living journey? Please share that in the comments below. As I think back to my childhood and remember moments that have shaped me and my quest for a simple life, I'm thankful for my parents and the habits from our culture that they instilled in me. I'm also thankful that through them, I have learned to thank God for all things and to value our family and other people and cultures because we can learn from one another. Slowing down and living simply has helped me recognize and appreciate these differences around me. If this video helped you, please hit the like button so YouTube can share it with other people. Then subscribe for tips on simple living. Here's another video to help you live simply. See you over there.